Tracy McGrady, Paul George, Kevin Durant, you name it, and the 17-year-old Airious Ace Bailey is being compared to them. Let's dive deep to see if these bold comparisons hold any weight and ultimately answer the burning question, how good is Ace Bailey actually? Before we dive in, let's talk about Ace Bailey. Born on August 13, 2006 in Powder Springs, Georgia, a city that also produced NBA talents like Isaac Okoro and Sharif Cooper, Bailey comes from a family steeped in basketball tradition. His mom played for West Virginia, his dad suited up for the Houston Cougars, and his aunt even played in the WNBA. Basketball is quite literally in his blood. Unsurprisingly, Bailey played multiple sports as a kid, including baseball, football, and, of course, basketball. But it wasn't until the 7th or 8th grade that he began taking basketball seriously. That's when he realized he could be something special. And he was right. Fast forward to this past season and the 6'9" wing averaged an astounding 32 points, 15 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game against a schedule featuring 9 nationally ranked opponents. These jaw-dropping stats not only propelled his McEachern High School team to a state title, but also earned him the Georgia Max Preps 2024 Player of the Year award. Ranked number 2 in the class of 2024, Bailey is on a whole nother level. So what exactly makes him so special? Bailey boasts impressive size and effortless athleticism on the wing. He glides across the court, soars above the rim, and displays remarkable lateral movement. While his physical abilities are striking, it's easy to overlook his skill set, which features a smooth shooting stroke. Additionally, Bailey has demonstrated a keen passing instinct. This combination of physical gifts, underrated skills, and natural feel makes him a uniquely talented wing prospect in the national class. When you hear the name Ace Bailey, jaw-dropping athleticism comes to mind. Standing at 6'9", he's an explosive leaper who dominates above the rim. In transition, his agility and speed make him a nightmare for defenders, and he thrives on contact, a crucial trait for an athletic wing. Bailey is a top-tier wing prospect with sharp physical tools, a reliable three-point shot, and a dominant presence on the boards. This archetype is a dream for NBA GMs. Players standing between 6'6" and 6'9" with extraordinary athleticism are the prototype every team covets in both the NBA and college. Just look at Jaylen Brown, the 2024 Finals MVP, who thrives in and around the paint with his elite physical skill. Players like LeBron and Jason Tatum do the same. Generally, the most athletic players have the highest upside. That's why many of the best players in the NBA under 25 are athletic phenoms, regardless of size. Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, Scottie Barnes, and Jalen Green might not be as skilled as Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, or Luka Doncic, but their athleticism gives them an edge on both ends of the floor, even when their skills falter. It's clear that Ace Bailey's greatest strength at the next level will be his athleticism. To understand his potential, let's look at the comparisons to Tracy McGrady and Paul George. Both players were incredibly successful and unique due to their blend of physical tools and skills. T-Mac entered the NBA straight out of high school in 1997. Standing at 6'8" with a wingspan over 7 feet, he had the kind of physical attributes any coach dreams of, but it was his unique skill set that truly set him apart. Paul George, similarly built at 6'8" with a long wingspan and guard-like skills, exemplifies the special kind of prospect Bailey is. However, there's one critical aspect of his game that often goes under the radar: his mentality. This is what truly elevates him, combining his physical gifts with a relentless drive to dominate. After a decisive win over Vashon in the first round of the 2024 Bass Pro Tournament of Champions, you'd expect Ace Bailey to be all smiles, but instead, he was all business. Despite the victory, his team allowed 27 points in the fourth quarter while scoring only 20, and they finished with 15 total turnovers. For a team aiming to advance, this was unacceptable. Bailey didn't mince words. "I'm gonna have a talk with him. As soon as we get to the hotel, we have to rest, ice hot bodies, and get ready for tomorrow because we're playing the best. We want to be the best. We've got to be the best. After this, I'm gonna talk to them while I can. We ain't going nowhere. This kind of leadership and accountability is rare in a young player, especially after a largely dominant win. It's not every day you hear a high schooler speak with such passion and leadership, especially someone like Ace Bailey who combines borderline generational talent with exceptional leadership skills. Usually, players either have generational talent but lack leadership, or possess great leadership but have average talent. Bailey has both, which is why many coaches consider him the best player in the nation. And this isn't just a one-time thing. McEachern's head coach, Tremaine Ankrum Sr., praised his mental game, saying he's been here for 3 years and he's seen great leaders come through. With him growing and evolving and understanding what he has to do on a nightly basis, I wouldn't want his job. His job is very hard. He's facing 2 or 3 people and he's facing the best in the business. They're putting their best defenders on him, and he's stepping up to the challenge. It's no accident the Rutgers signee is ranked as the number 3 player in the country. Recent write-ups by national outlets hint that Bailey could end up as the number 1 player in his class when the final rankings are released at the end of the year. But Bailey doesn't let that hype get to him. He proved his focus and talent by scoring 29 points and grabbing 8 boards while playing all 32 minutes of a game. Just days before, he had an even better showing, proving he might be even better than Duke signee Cooper Flagg and future Rutgers teammate Dylan Harper. Rankings don't matter, says Bailey. Just get better every day. Just keep your head down and don't worry about social media. People are gonna talk. You've got to keep working and stay focused. The main goal is the main goal. With his incredible talent and top-notch leadership, Ace Bailey is on track to become a future star. Just think about it. If Anthony Edwards hadn't been as confident and driven as he is now, he wouldn't be the star we know today. The same holds true for every NBA standout. Talent alone isn't enough. You need to be relentless, dedicated, passionate, and above all, hungry. And let me tell you, Ace Bailey embodies all of that. He's got the skills and the mentality to truly set himself apart. Let's dive back into Ace Bailey's electrifying game. While his freakish athleticism is undeniable, it's his scoring ability from every spot on the floor that has scouts buzzing. The comparison to T-Mac and Paul George came to life on December 29th when Bailey lit up the scoreboard with a jaw-dropping 40 points and 21 rebounds in a showdown between 2 fierce New Jersey teams. He showcased his guard-like handles, effortlessly taking defenders off the dribble, and nailed high-arching pull-up jumpers with ease. This performance highlighted what set him apart from players like Cooper Flagg, who's seen more as a complementary piece. Bailey, on the other hand, is viewed as a potential future star, a true number 1 option in the NBA. At just 17 years old and standing at 6'9", Ace Bailey is a walking highlight reel, and his perimeter shooting and finishing skills make him a prime candidate for a future number 1 option. His offensive skills, combined with his ability to score from all 3 levels and his efficient play in transition and half-court settings, sets him apart as a potential superstar. While his defense still needs refinement, common for many young prospects, it's clear he has the potential to guard multiple positions effectively. As Bailey signed his letter of intent with the Rutgers Scarlet Knights on November 11th, NBA teams are already eyeing his future impact. Teams like the Detroit Pistons, Washington Wizards, and Portland Trailblazers would be thrilled to add his skill set. The Pistons, coming off a dismal 14-win season, are in desperate need of a dynamic scorer. Even with Ron Holland's addition, Bailey's scoring potential exceeds Holland's. Pairing Bailey with Cade Cunningham, one of the brightest young point guards in the league, alongside Ron Holland, Jaden Ivey, and Asar Thompson, would give Detroit a formidable young core with explosive potential. After a strong draft, the Wizards' rebuild is gaining momentum with a promising young core, featuring Alex Sarr, Bub Carrington, Keyshawn George, and Bilal Coulibaly. Adding Ace Bailey to this mix could be a game changer. With none of these players projected to be the number 1 offensive option, Bailey would seamlessly step into that role, offering a unique opportunity for him to develop into a top-tier star while growing alongside this talented group. On the other hand, the Trailblazers might see immediate success with Bailey on their roster. After impressive seasons with Anthony Simons, Denny Avdia, Shaden Sharp, and Tumani Kamara, and with Donovan Clingan expected to be a high-impact two-way center, the Blazers are set to have talent across all 5 positions. Adding Bailey's skill set could push them into playoff or at least play-in contention, making this a prime landing spot for him. So, just how good is Ace Bailey? According to Megan McKeown-Wallace from ESPN, Ace Bailey is as good as advertised. His athleticism and raw talent means he has an unlimited ceiling.